This is the TheIDBand channel. With this video, I'm going to talk about the vestax pbs-4. It's a video mixer. So first of all, here's the front, and I'm actually using this to record along with free software to get you all the angles, and I'm going to tell you all you need to know, all the little special things you need to know if you're interested in it. It really helps me with some of my videos. I love it because if you're bored, you can have I can have a whole bunch of different videos in here. I can have a desktop capture. I can have as many items in here. So let's use the machine to kind of go through it. HDMI, two composites out, master and preview, and left and right channel, and a USB, and that's what I'm using, the USB. I'm pumping it direct into my computer. It's a dual core 4 meg RAM HP Windows 7 computer. Okay, you've got sound configurations, and I'm just using a regular old mic, Samson mic, old, out of date. Anyway, I've got a computer hooked up to this. I'm sure that's kind of what you want to know, kind of how all this is going to look. It looks pretty grainy. This is hooked up to my laptop. Of course, this isn't. Let me go to a better. Here we go. That's with it stretched, full screen, stretched, and that's the ratio, or the what's actually coming from the computer without being stretched. So if you're playing a video, using your computer to play a video, like if you got an intro or a presentation, the video actually looks good. You don't see any of these lines. It must be something to do with the desktop. So that is what's hooked up here. Now, right now, I've got one of these hooked up to a DVD player for my intro. Right there. That's hooked up to a DVD player. And that's number 2. And you'll notice that, let me stand up here. The number 1 is hooked up to the DVD. The camera is hooked up to the number 2, but the HDMI, if that's hooked in, then this number 2, that's what the HDMI is using. So if I were to use the HDMI, I could not have this this one plugged in. I think the HDMI would override it. So, and that also goes for number 4, because since I have the RGB in there, it basically is number 4. So there's the computer, and I have to leave this open because that's what this is, taking number 4. Here's the master volume. There's let me see, what is that? Trim level here, volume, master volume. Headphones, control room, volume, and here's the different buttons you'd push if you wanted to have several mics go on at once with the different video things. And there's a headphone attachment right underneath here. I don't know if you can see it. So that's it for the controls. Like I said, I'm doing all this, all the output is going digitally to the USB. Oh, I should get into this one, the power. And I don't know how. What I'll do is I might have another video with showing the power supply to this, because it's 90 volts. You got to get a converter to convert the 120 volt, and you have to have this converter in order to play this, because if you were to just in America hook this in, it'd probably destroy this, burn it out, or I don't know what it would do. It wouldn't run, that's for sure, because it's a different voltage than because this is a Japanese probably mainly sold in Japan. So you'll need, that's another expense, so it'd probably be about 60 to 80 bucks maybe for the converter. But otherwise, I got this converter and it works fine. Okay. I went through the computer, how that looks. I haven't got into the HDMI yet. I mean, I've done it. Like I said, I didn't have it configured right, so it was like half the thing. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to use the HDMI, but it's not going to be the quality that you are hoping for. It's going to be the kind of the composite standard. It more likes the 640 by 480 and that kind of size. So let's go into, okay, I want the box. Show you the box. Like I said, Ustream, I would use other software, but it can be done. You can stream just straight to, and that would be, straight, just straight picture, no fancy, nothing. So that's why I tend to like the software to kind of make it all nice and pretty. It shows you the different ways you can set this up. Kind of nice. All the things you can do with it. If I were you, every camera that you got composite, I would make sure that was basically the same dimensions. Like if you had a high def, if you have different sized cameras, like for instance, the one camera that I have here, the one that you're seeing this with, this is a Handycam 8mm, but I have another camera, a GE, and it has different dimensions, so it won't work with this camera running. So make sure you have the camera are all the same. You could get like a little security camera. I actually have one. If I don't unplug all the wires that I have hooked up. This is a security camera. This one's wireless. It's a Lorex, but that's all that is just a it's just a 640 by 480 signal, and you could have however many of those, or I've seen them online. I've seen you can get real nice little cameras online too that are 640 by 480. And I would recommend you stay to that, because otherwise I've had a lot of trouble when I configure this with different video outputs. I'll just get blue screen and nothing will work. So keep that in mind if you have all these different cameras and thinking you're going to hook them all up and have immediate success. I have had success with having different videos on, or video different dimensions, and I forget exactly how I did it, but it's the order in which you place it into the, you might want to put your biggest, I don't know if this will work, put your biggest dimension first and then smaller dimensions after that, because I have gotten 2 different cameras to work on this machine. I don't remember how I did it, but I think it might be the biggest dimensions first, but don't hold me to that. All right. Here's the side. If all you want to do is kind of record like videos that I'm doing, just the USB in works great with some free software. Okay. Sample rate. Okay, let me see if I can read this. It's kind of a white background. 8-bit, 4 by 2 by 2, 8-bit, 13.5 megahertz, class 2 video output resolution, 720 by 480 NTSC, or 720 by 576 PAL. Audio is 16-bit to 48 kilohertz. Okay. Power supply is DC 6 volt, 3 amp. Power consumption 7 watts. AC 100 volt to 240 volt. Okay, it comes with a driver, CD. When I crashed it, I had to reinstall the drivers because it just didn't want to work. So you get the vestax drivers. All right. Multiple audio and video sources can be mixed together. USB output feeds the mixer audio and video to your computer and streams your content to any live streaming service, including Ustream, Justin TV, Livestream, and more. And it depends on your upload speed too. I've got a 3 megabits per second for my DSL, but the upload speed is only 800K. So it's good to have fast download, but they don't really give you a lot of good upload. So a video like this on Ustream might not be possible. I don't think I can change it now, but you can with the different software make 320 by 240. That ought to go over Ustream perfectly, but that's small. But you've got 640 by 360. That would probably work. It's just smaller, but if you only have a certain transfer rate, upload transfer rate at a certain pace, keep that in mind when you're thinking about what composite, or what size your videos you want. I mean, for me, you can't really go any higher than 640 by 480 because you can't, or at least I can't upload anything that big. If I got a video camcorder with a huge amount of pixels, dimensions, it would never be able to stream good at all of that much data. So right now I'm recording this using DivX straight to an AVI file, which the software already, like I said, does for me. So you do have to know, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to know all the specifics in encoding and all that stuff. And of course the software. But I've done videos where I add camera shots in, so they're just kind of supplementary. But what I like about the vestax is all the different camera shots you can get, up to 4. So front, back, top, and logos from DVD player. So let me see, I'm trying to remember. I think that's all really I wanted to touch on. Of course, you got the RGB. I think I touched on, not pulling out any of your video. If you want to make your own logo, it was a screen capture. I recommend screen capture. Makes your video production so much easier because you can capture different things on the screen. Okay, I really didn't go into... I really didn't go into this control much. This is the master volume control. I think this is line, and I'm not sure if it cuts off my... okay. The line would be probably for these RCAs. So if you had like some background music or just something other than the XLR, you'd flip that over and use the RCAs. I didn't go over the previews. If you wanted to have, if you didn't have the see, I've got a software that I can see the video output right in front of me. Everything that's on this video I can see. But if you didn't have that, you just, in the back, you would just hook up like a TV, get a cord, hook it up to a small TV, and you can preview by these buttons right here without changing your master. See, I can hit these and you're not gonna notice anything, but if I click this, you're gonna notice. Okay, my computer just went to sleep, and thank God it didn't. You saw the blue screen, but I'm glad it didn't mess up any of this picture. Well, a lot of times that's what'll happen. So if you're in the middle of something, make sure you have the power plugged in, you have it not to go to sleep on you. Although I recovered it okay there. Now I could add different video pics on here, or different video sources. If you do a large video screen, like with a computer, with certain software, I've had this pretty bogged down, and it will actually crash your system. So if I had like a camera of myself in the corner, you just gotta not overload yourself too much. All right, I think you can, if you don't want to use the volume, you can use volume from I've got a mixer here. Right in the corner, I've got a mixer. It goes into my computer. So you don't really have to have and use these. But it's nice. Okay. I don't know what else I can show you. Okay, you can toggle in and out. You can have all 4 things going. If you want some background music, you can headphones here. I'm not really monitoring my I don't have headphones on anyway to do that. I'm just talking into them into a mic, this one. So nothing fancy. Okay, I think I'm going to stop it there. If I think of other items I missed on here, like some of the specifications. Well, this Fukasawa, Tokyo. This is where it's produced, made in Malaysia. It's a nice little web broadcaster. You know, if you just want a small little web, even to compose videos for YouTube, just straight to videos. I've got a screen slideshow on this free software I probably should go into, but it's got some of the videos I've made, and it'll just cycle through them. So let me go into, that's probably it for the pbs-4. I'll probably go into this if you're curious about this software, Vid Studio. It's allowing me to put a backdrop. I've got a video camera source, but right now I've just got a overhead camera. This is not, I guess I could tell you that I'm using a webcam, and I should have done this through the whole thing here, but this picture right here is from a webcam. This is this is a camera, and I'm plugging it into the vestax. So yeah, this picture right here is from a webcam, so I can kind of get two different things going on here. But to go back to the vestax, or pardon me, the Vid Studio, you have a scene manager. That way you can flip to different scenes. You can customize the dimensions to really small in the corner, in the corners, in the center, you name it. You put this percentage. I really recommend that free program. So I better close it up, close her down now. Of course, if you want to see some of my other videos, there's a slideshow right there that has the URL. Just go ahead and put that code, and you can, or just go to my channel, TheIDBand, and you can see all the different videos I've done on software. I've got several channels. I do one on software, one on hardware. That's TheIDBand, where I mainly do like hardware, music, and music related hardware reviews and stuff like that. And another political channel, or one political channel, but most of it's on reviews. And here's just a sample of some reviews I've done. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I've tried the Ustream, and I would prefer a better presentation like the video I've got with this software. Otherwise, if you're just pumping it out on a live performance, you're going to get flashes. It's going to flicker, but considering the cost, it's not too bad of a cost, and it's easy to plug in. Like I said, the power supply, you're going to have to get that. That's going to set you back 60 to 80 bucks. But otherwise, it's not too bad. I think if you were to record a show, like behind the scenes type stuff, the vestax would be pretty nice. To you could even use an old VHS tape. Set her on 4 hours and just let her rip. And start just cycling through, and maybe have a thing of the band, that kind of thing. Or if you're a DJ, it would be just different poses or different views of your setup. But in live bands, this would be a good kind of distraction. Or if you wanted to use this software and record it, you could, and if they had internet, you could just pump this live to Ustream, and there you go, advertising. Even if you just want to record your practice sessions with a band, it would. I know a lot of times we used to talk in between songs, and the conversations we'd have was hilarious. So that would be a good reason to save those special moments while you're doing practicing and stuff like that. Even setting up, just a little distraction wouldn't hurt. I better end it there. That's the vestax pbs-4. Keep coming to the TheIDBand channel for reviews on music and video and all media and entertainment you would ever want. So I hope you found this video entertaining, and I hope you come back for more of the TheIDBand content. Thank you, and if you want to subscribe, please do so. This channel's for free, but I encourage you to subscribe if you like the reviews that I do.